Is buying a house in New Jersey going to get even more expensive? It could. Right now, on Governor Murphy's desk is a proposed budget for 2026. And in that budget is an increase to a real estate tax. We like to call that tax the mansion tax. It's just a realty transfer tax. It is imposed on the buyer. And right now, what that means currently, as it stands, that when you as a buyer purchase a home, $1 million or over, you will pay a 1% fee to the state of New Jersey. The proposal is to change that 1% to 2%, all homes between 1 and 2 million. And for homes north of 2 million, the proposal is to shoot that fee to 3%. It's also suggested that that tax be applied to commercial properties. I just want to know what you all think about that. I would love to know your thoughts. I can tell you just right off the cuff, the mansion tax at $1 million has been sort of a bone with real estate agents and with buyers alike, because let's face it, you're not getting a mansion for $1 million. That's just not happening. So anyway, I would love to know what you all think about that. I dive into what's happening in our real estate market. As I always do for you guys, it is always good to dive into your local data, because it is your local data that gives us the best idea of what's happening and what is going to happen. So let's dive into the data. And I am going to help you guys figure out what you should be doing as a buyer or a seller or just homeowner who's curious about where the value of their house is. And one of the reasons I think it's so imperative for you all to be listening to this local information is because there is a lot of news out there about what's going on with the national housing market. And what is happening nationally is not what is happening locally. And the more you drill down, the more information, the smarter you get about your biggest investment, your house, or the biggest investment you are going to make, which is probably your house. All right. So let's get on it. All right. So let's start with some things that are happening right now. We're looking at active listings. So we're looking at a 12-week look back in Bergen County. The green line represents 2025. It's like somebody jumped off a cliff. Okay. And this yellow line here is 2024. First of all, there are seasonal cycles in our real estate market, and it is seasonal where we typically dip in inventory in active listings. We dip, we're kind of coming out, and then we start to trend up. And you could see this is right now, this is what's it called, March 2nd. But look how far below 2024 we have dipped. We have been in a literal, like how I do it. I'm not good with noise, sound. I'm not good with sound, but I'm telling you guys that it's crazy. If you're a buyer looking for a house in this market, you have totally felt this, right? And what's interesting is we have seen interest rates in the last few weeks start to drop down. So that means more buyers are going to start jumping in. So if we don't see some inventory picking up, we are going to have a very, I guess, disappointing spring market. The next data point we're taking a look at is new listings, new homes that are coming on the market. So again, when you were looking at active listings right before, you could see we came into the year with a certain amount of active listings, right? And then we started dropping because those active listings were getting gobbled up. Now we're looking at what new product is coming to the market, and that's this green line here. So you can see we're sort of following in where we were for 2024, but we are slightly under, you guys. We're slightly under. We're 4.4% under as of March 2nd, looking back 12 weeks. And why is this interesting? Because if you look, it's not kind of where we started. We did not start the year. We started the year with new listings being above where we were 12 weeks before. But as the year has progressed, we've seen less new listings hit the market. So we can't sell it if we don't have it. We can't sell the inventory we do not have. All right. So that's new listings and active listings. We always want to follow supply and demand, you all. We always want to follow supply and demand because that is the best way, the best indicators to see whether we are in a shifting market, a strong buyer's market, a strong seller's market, following the supply and the demand. But before we get to the supply and demand, which is the days of the months of supply, let's take a look at how many homes are sold. All right, this is homes sold. So you could see, this is interesting, you guys, this number is way above. So you can see we're selling more houses than we did last year, right? Now, we don't have more product, but we're selling more houses. So I'm already giving you a little sneak peek, a little foreshadowing, if you will, into what our months of supply is going to look like. Okay. Because if we're selling more houses than we did last year and we have less inventory than we did last year, then we're probably going to be seeing less months of supply, which essentially means a stronger seller market. Now, will a stronger seller's market mean prices are going to continue rising, outpacing where the rest of the country is? Let's take a look at that. First, let's look at new listing median price. All right, I'm moving my face here. This is 2025 and this is 2024 for Bergen County. And it is shocking, you guys. Shocking to see these numbers. So for anybody out there who has been waiting to buy a house, oh my God, I'm sorry. You guys, stop waiting. You got to just dive in, you all, because waiting is just costing you so much money. So figure out what it is that is stopping you and get that out of the way. You know, change the list of must-haves into wish I had and just dive in. New listings here. We are 7.35% higher in new listing median price than we were same time last year, year over year, 7.35. Let's take a look at whether or not that's translating into actual sold numbers. So what are the homes selling for? That's your median sales price. Okay. I'm making myself dizzy. Sorry. Here you go. We are 10% over. Oh my gosh. This is so far from where the rest of the country is, you guys. I don't know how long this is going to last. There are specific reasons why our inventory levels are much weaker than large parts of the country. I talk about this a lot if you follow me on YouTube, and I really hope you're following me so you can like, subscribe, comment. I'm trying to come at you to give you all these yummy nuggets of information so you are smart about what's happening with real estate in your area. We do not have the dirt to build our way out of our inventory shortage. Drop the mic. We don't have it. We don't have it, you all. We just don't have it. We cannot build our way out of this. So we rely on resale. We rely on resale. And here's the big one. 65 to 70% of every home seller is also a buyer. So that doesn't leave much room for all the millennials that are still trying to buy houses and all of the empty nesters, of course, that want to downsize. Okay. That's what's going on. Those are the main things. Now, of course, people are going to want to give up their, 3% rates. That's a big deal. But you would have an inventory issue even if that wasn't the case, because we have so many ready, willing, able buyers in the market and we just don't have enough homes. And we have a lot of empty nesters who want to age in place and who simply don't have the proper homes to buy into, right? Townhouses that are being built right now are not all being built with first floor primary bedrooms. They're not all being built with elevators. So we are struggling to find places for people to go. And I know if you are one of those people, you're like, yes, Stacy, that's exactly right. That's what's going on. All right, let's keep going. So that is the median sale price right here. Now, let's take a quick look to see if any of these homes are experiencing price drops, because the price drops are going to be another indicator for you all that maybe the homeowners are being a little aggressive with how high they are listing. And that might translate into some longer days on the market and be a little harder for you all as buyers to sort of understand when you have to jump in and sort of bid up, or for a buyer when you think a house is going to sit a little bit longer. It's very hard right now. That's why whatever you're doing as a buyer or a seller looking to strategically price your house to maximize the value of your house, you've got to dive in deep to that local data and into the price point you're in to see how a buyer is behaving, and as a seller, how you can strategically maximize the value of your house. That's what we do with all of our clients. Okay. But for now, we can see that yes, we are experiencing some additional price point drops. Price dropping for active listings. Now, I want you guys to say, keep this in perspective, okay? Percent of active listings with a price drop. You see that? Percent of active listings, I lost that. with the price drop. That's 1.2%. Nationally, we're somewhere about 25 to 27%. We are way below what is going on nationally and what is normal. Okay. So if I were going to give you guys some clear direction, I would say don't assume you're going to get a price drop as a buyer. Don't assume it, because 1.2% of active listings price drop is nothing. All right. But if a house is sitting on the market weeks or several weeks after the standard amount of time a normal house is selling, yeah, that house is probably due for a price drop. It takes a very short amount of time for the buyers to tell a seller what is wrong with their house. Very short amount of time, because houses are not sitting on the market for a very long period of time. So if your house is not getting multiple bids or a tremendous amount of activity within the first weeks it's on the market, that is the market telling you something. Okay. All right. So lastly, let's jump over to months of supply. Yeah. So it's all about months of supply. This is the telltale indicator for you all on what is happening. It's an indication of inventory and demand marry, and they push out the baby, and baby is called months of supply. And so it's a combination of both husband and wife, or whatever you are, wife, husband, it doesn't matter, but it's a combination of all of those things. And essentially it's telling us right here, the entire year, that for whatever amount of inventory we have more demand gobbling up whatever amount of inventory we have. Therefore, our months of supply is less than what it was last year. The entire year of 2025 has less inventory based on demand than it did for 2024. That is what it is telling us. And just for bleep and giggles, let's pop 2023, and you could see the trend here, right? We're now less months of supply. So again, the marriage of how much inventory we have and how much demand we have comes together, and it gives you months of supply. You could see we are the green line. If you're going to listen to anything in this entire video, listen to this. This is the indicator. And when interest rates drop and consistently show the market that we are going to be closer to 6, and I just got quoted 6.25 30-year fix from Jess Silva of Guaranteed Rate. Thank you, Jess. If you want his information, write some comments below. Write in the comment below. You guys, interest rates go down when we don't have a lot of product. And guess what happens? More buyers shoot into the market. Prices are driven up. Prices driven up. That's what happens. That's what happens. Okay. And let's take a look at adding 2022. That's crazy. Wow. All right. So what is the big takeaway? Let me make my face bigger here. The big takeaway is this. If you are a homeowner in New Jersey, you are still in a very good spot to sell your house. Very, very good spot. You should be strategically prepping that house, marketing that house, pricing that house. Think like a buyer to win like a seller. That is the hallmark of our value up method. If you are a buyer, please dive in, work with our team of special agents. Make sure you have an amazing lender by your side, and forget about the rate for a moment. You are buying a down payment, and you are buying a monthly rate. You're buying a monthly payment. That's what you're buying right now. You are not buying at the top of the market. You are buying perhaps at the top of the moment. You buy real estate and you hold it. That's what you're doing. I'm Stacy with the Stacy Esser Group, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for allowing me to be myself, have fun talking about nerdy data, real estate stuff. I appreciate that. And I would really love for you all to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I promise to continue to come at you with great information. We also have some amazing off-market homes that we're also happy to share. So if you're a buyer looking at this and you want access to some off-market opportunities, all you got to do is put some comment in the below and let me know. I'm a buyer, Stacy. I want to know what you got coming. Anyway, again, I represent my entire amazing team of real estate agents, and we're off here to help you do a strategy session, whatever you need. We are here as your trusted advisors. You have a very, very lovely day. And thank you again for subscribing and liking. Bye.